Welcome to Resource PNG. We begin in the East Sepik province, where our correspondent Rachel Shisei travelled to get an update on the vanilla trade. About 10 to 15 years ago, the Sepik region experienced a vanilla boom, with many farmers venturing into the vanilla trade. Fast forward to 2016, and the vanilla trade is a fraction of its former glory. Low prices, one of the main reasons of this drop, among many other reasons. Could there be hope for this crop once described as green gold?
It's been more than 10 years since that first vanilla boom in the East Sepik province and the country as a whole. Nonetheless, like all good things, this vanilla money boom died out just as sudden as the way it began. Agmark, the New Guinea Islands produce company in the East Sepik province capital, Wewak, was one of the biggest buyer of vanilla beans at the time, and it paid well. At the time of this vanilla boom, just a kilo of a good quality A-grade vanilla bean earned 700 kina. That's almost 1,000 kina. Men, women and children were spending more than 1,000 kina each in just a day. Stores, supermarkets and wholesales were swept clean. Everything was sold very quickly, way too swift that the retailers had to close their doors because the shipments of new stocks were days yet to arrive on the shores of Wewak. Children were not going to school, and everyone, and I mean everyone, was planting vanilla regardless of the sizes of some of their backyards. That was more than 10 years ago. Today, it seems as though that never happened. Not vanilla or traces of an economic boom of any such. I first visited the New Guinea Islands produce company, Agmark in Wewak, one of the major buyers at the time of the boom, to find out if they are still buying vanilla beans from the farmers. Walking into Agmark's area of trade, I could already sense what to expect. The sweet scent of dried vanilla beans was missing, and all I could see were bags and bags of cocoa lying upon each other. The setup of the place was also clear that Agmark hasn't been buying vanilla for a long time now. Speaking to Ruth Paulus, the current manageress of the Agmark branch in Wewak, confirmed my suspicions.
We used to do vanilla before, but at this point of time, we have not gone into vanilla business almost 5 to 6 years. So at this point of time, I won't be in a better position to say much about vanilla. This is because when vanilla went, out of the market, we were not buying and, doing vanilla business. And we were looking forward into cocoa, and this is what we have come this far. It's cocoa alone now.
The company had stopped buying vanilla because its production, that wholly depends on the farmers, had dropped. The farmers were coming in with cocoa instead of vanilla. Cocoa is one of the cash crops in the province that has survived the recent 8-month-long El Nino period that has passed.
It's cocoa alone now. Mainly has picked up, and a lot of farmers are coming now because the season has picked up. After the El Nino and the CPB, the cocoa pot borer, that has brought the cocoa volume very low. It has picked up after that. And what we're taking into the shed in a day is about 6 to 7, 800 per day. That's the volume of cocoa that we're taking in.
With the awareness from Agmark, I looked around town to see if anyone else was buying vanilla. Several farmers pointed me to the 2 Papindo supermarkets in town. However, upon arrival, I was told that they too had stopped buying vanilla beans recently due to the same reason. The production by the farmers have ceased. It was of the essence now to find out from the farmers themselves why they're not producing vanilla anymore, regardless of Papindo stepping out as a buyer. I traveled to a wine inland to Arang, the nearest village north coast of Wewak town in the Boykin LLG. The 3 hours drive from the main road into the village proved tough, enough to kill any new traveler's patience to continue. When finally reaching the village and meeting the people, their initial reaction somewhat did not surprise me. It was as if I had popped a bubble, linking everything else, when I asked the question of why they have stopped growing and producing vanilla beans.
Ako ambla hadi na problem le mibla le hia. Emo se mibla rota sol inalai mibla. Close to at 20 or 30 years na mibla stop. Mibla election bla halbim blo. Akaumen na mibla stop. Ya start lo narkopi. Kamlo kitchen kare na kamlo smatap. Modus mano na kamlo smatap na im stop. Mibla ino look one plus service bla kaumen kam sat. Yes, kaumen sa puti some money or 100,000 or 2 or 300,000 but I mean sa hinapi mibla. Sa kam na pinista solo rot. Ino sa kam na ko rechi mi blanda up no hat. Na mi blasa stop. Blandi time mi blasa karem kako o se kemel o se line lo white line sa ko li mi bla kemel. Mi blasa karem kako li here na about. Na blandi time o line mi bla li bla youth mi bla time hol harre to la name kemel only sa one bell. Because mi bla stop close to the town no na service no rechi mi bla.
Na inside this area mi bla pick play mi bla ko se mi bla supply pick play economic. You go inside long. East Sepik province. Now, as a country hall, mi blagat kind of cash crop sem cocoa, coffee, coconuts, na vanilla. Now, especially the timber, look supply timber, and mi is la road, la surumba ring, mi supply pick plat timber through outside long town area. Mito say, "Ogo sadi mi blagat. To on sadi ngemorsem. You bring him service plemibla road service and big plus service. And needs plemibla ogara man. Nar blogo sadi mi blagat mi program na stop. That's what the side road tasol and mi bla minute very badly even now na call sem. Thank you long as media you come up to a house plemi or send me make him this la to kam na kin libla."
Their road was deteriorating fast with the weather patterns through time from bad to worse. Since the last time it was built in the 1980s, it is their biggest problem currently, apart from the no market situation, on the top of their list of problems as to why they're not producing vanilla anymore. As a result of their struggles with the frustrating road condition, the farmers have resorted to cash crops that still have a lot of buyers, competition, and a good market, and vanilla was not one of those cash crops.
Stay tuned for more of Resource PNG. Don't go away. Welcome back to Resource PNG. We continue our look at vanilla with Rachel Shisei.
Gideon and Scary Wienangro are two brothers who still haven't raked out the vanilla plants from their vanilla farms. They have a total of 200 vanilla plants each, though the plants are scattered and not all in one place as a farm would be. The plants are all attended to, nurtured and cultivated.
Minulusim, all talk vanilla and pundan. Yes, true, no market as all. Me look money blingem. I'm scaling or milk money. Now, me still me growing, me still me water meat. Vanilla and stuff. Me no worry of them. You got paya or no paya, or you got market or you got no market. Me still me growing and stuff. Me team doesn't. I'm sunbreak money still by a market for open one time yet. I'm open one time, so me sell over a pin to me. Now, so me give him no stop, no still me walk vanilla and me stop.
Scary Wienangro, covered in mud from pulling the vehicle we were traveling on out of the mud so that we could go all the way to his farm, said cultivating vanilla isn't the problem. Their problem is the market and again, the road condition.
But mi bla in a fret lo planning beans, planning vanilla lo, Hawaiian inland. But mi bla can planning. Tasol road mi bla tasol em sa mi bla problem na making mi bla. Week lo kroim cocoa, vanilla, everything because at the end of the day, ba mi bla hato go na ba mi bla man ba walk about na kako ba kalab la car na go lo we work eh. Emosem now, and make him over the farmers and will give up now, stop nothing. Now look, bean tasol kako bean, so mi bla go continue on the cocoa bean, but mi bla no tired lo kroim vanilla, mi bla still kroim vanilla. Em arang, you got him one jour still kroim vanilla stuff, all surumba, all nyimingwai, all chambaramba, all peringa, all still kroim vanilla.
Nonetheless, the process of cultivating a vanilla plant is one that needs dedication and commitment, and the brothers have 200 plants each to start the first step, and that's pollination.
Inside one bla robe, one bla la vanilla robe tame puti ol panse. Masumna, because mi lebat tingi me tame puli kaiga, kana se mas fiti emiet, same time mas fiti tis la seed vanilla. No, mi bla sa ras number bla flower, mi bla sa rejecting me am sapunda ko. So 5 la mi bla sa lara inside one bla pans. Same time em kana se time pulling good kaiga em ba kana so mi ba fit good. Na same time long bla long tu kana se can give mi bla kana se 30 or 60 or 15 centimeter long bla pin.
From pollination, they are nurtured till they are ready to be harvested.
Time mau em kana se inusa order sa mau same time or ready same time. Em say got one low. Kana se suppose 3 bla pans one bla rope ta sol vanilla rope. Em kana se em can la one bla pans em kana se em can kim lo one bla pans one bla pans. One each lo kana se one or 2 single or days. Em sa kana se ready lo mi bla harvesting. So mi bla sa kisi one seed lo one bla te kana se so plant dia mo se mi strong lo ora kaden na mo check no mi bla piki mo lo ready lo mo kisi ko.
The beans have to be sun-dried, another time-consuming process, so the brothers improvised another technique.
Sometimes kana se mi lo man lo place ya imi sa ko lo work, imi sa putin at stop na imi ko imi pisil na lo work ya. Kana se abrusim time lo lo kana se limit lo stala san. So I'm not kana se sa kimi bla all quality bla pin at la pin imi sa kimi bla kut bla quality. So mi edem kana se mi lu disla now. Mi me kon bla kan work fani mo mi lo kana sa hope mi try disla pin. So kana se mi kisim ready ta bla kare. Mi kisi ready ta bla kar mi ka putin mi kisi case potol kuku kolwara kosa di kolwara kuna la case potol kami ko putan da ready ta na mi puti try per na bla ready ta. Na kana se mi kuku mo sol masa ko steam na tringe. Mi ko sem no hit sa kami ko hit la ready ta na la flat aine mi putan da na mi so puti pin na. So kana se bisa try pin na na mi me gol sem. Tami try pin na face market plimita mi ko slata mem ek magam operate lo time pam vanilla pin mi bin karem 30 pin mi try lo tisla we lo on ting idea lo mi okay so mi karo kono all pin ask me how you try la pin you kisigam posol ko no mi no kan se sandra kan se ba pendim ko no kan se ba ko paint number but islam kan se I'm still normal process flow stop pin I'm still normal process but I'm try finish now I'm kind of say looking all asking how you try la pin so maybe talking so no me making more talking no to go pin do next la pin you try him good lo right la process to try him right la way me like him long can you try him good so can so pay me 30 kina about lot amount all pay me like 30 la pin ya me say 1755 kina.
Only those who can master the patience to continue the dedication and commitment to their vanilla plants do so despite the drop in market. These brothers travel all the way to Maprik, a town 4 hours drive outside of Wewak, to sell their vanilla beans.
Mibla sa ko so 100 kina, 50 kina profit lo disla vanilla taso lo ko lo Maprik na mibla sa kamben because I'm stop long way too much le mibla lo travel ko lo sali beans
and so pam 70 kina na misa hamas pam masogim because mi like money too. So mi kisi mi store him stuff mi like mi come was 2 or 3 kilos now mi tinila salim. I'm just la. All papindo now I'm milo here inside week now pam vanilla pin I'm all pam 70 kina per kilo.
The vanilla trade is slowly picking up, but with Papindo as the only buyer currently, that is not of much help to the farmers. As the farmers say, they need help to produce good quantities of high-quality vanilla beans so as to attract more buyers back to the province and bring back the good market. But they critically stressed that they need the government to be the middleman to regulate and to ensure smooth operations on all sides concerned, whether it be the vanilla trade or other cash crops for the matter.
Some high time now. Technology is available today. You must plan the Sunday. You must have money. Can you mean money number wrong? One by looks also long you holding at night is like a plant there. So now thinking lumina I like osem. Government must look shy. No opening market with Isla. No kind of some control on it low, produce loss of government. Then you middle farmer speak vanilla kind of same. You got way in a channel block kind of same bring quality. Trying to put away. No what stealing must come up. You over the man must planning vanilla and trying to put away na corner sales. Or paya to cancel paya vanilla, almost looking quality vanilla and also almost pine. Because time more and call a factory. All blacks is the same pinena producing product, ago product. Also, I'm coming by Mikagana. Time factory yogi thinking long now, can you say Parab Midla, Kamek Midol farmer. And now, Sena, can you say Kapmano, can you say we must in charge listening now.
So was government can help me blow increasing price of vanilla. Me black and work some could play income because cacao immigrating sick pot pora. So was government can favor me plan happy price of vanilla, me black and work some good play income law. Vanilla la support me play it as a subsistent farmer place.
You're watching Resource PNG. We will be back with more after these messages. Welcome back. Time now to take a look at what's been making headlines in Resource News. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill travelled to Paris, France, for the Papua New Guinea Trade and Investment Forum. Accompanying him were senior representatives from PNG's private sector, as well as strategic government agencies. Whilst in Paris, the Prime Minister had the opportunity to meet with officials from Total, the lead developers of Papua LNG project, expressing his appreciation to the company for coming on board to develop the country's second LNG project. Following a meeting with Total Chief Executive Officer and Chairman Patrick Puyen, Prime Minister Peter O'Neill also had the opportunity to visit Total's global headquarters. Total CEO Patrick Puyen visited Port Moresby earlier this year, launching Total's first retail outlet as well as meeting government officials.
We know that during 20 years we'll have lows and highs, but we are able to decide to invest even if the prices are low today, because we know that the price will recover. So we have the financial capacity, and we have also this medium and long-term vision. In the energy business, you need to have this vision, and you need to, and the best investments, I will tell you, are generally when the prices are low, because when the prices are low, the costs are lower. And if you invest when the costs are low, then you will make more benefit for the state of PNG and for Total, of course.
On his visit to PNG, Puyen was confident of the potential to increase business here in the country, as well as moving ahead with the development of Papua LNG.
The plan is to build our facility next to the one of PNG on Cochin Bay in order to benefit from some synergies, but we also will build the gas plant in the Gulf province near the Purari River. River near the country. So there will be some investments done in the Gulf province, where will be quite a lot of investments, by the way, 3,000 workers probably there, and also in Cochin Bay, and the pipeline between the Gulf province and the Cushion Bay, an offshore pipeline, mainly 300 kilometers.
The development of Papua LNG by Total has also been given positive feedback from various industry players. During its AGM, Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited were excited at the prospect of this particular project due to its low-cost build, making it very competitive on the world LNG market.
KPHL is ready to acquire strategic equity interests in other projects in the upstream area, including the PNG project, which we're expecting that to go to PDL stage very shortly, and of course the next large Papua LNG project, which will have Total as the operator. Both these projects are significant in the sense that on the global scale they're regarded as the most competitive projects in the world, and if all LNG projects were to be put on the back burner because of the declining commodity prices, the last two projects, and it's not just our opinion, but it's the opinion of the informed opinion in the marketplace, that these two projects would be the last two projects to be shelved and put on the back burner. So in that context, I think PNG is placed in an extremely positive environment, and knowing that the two most cost-competitive projects in the world are here in our backyard.
Future projects, as you know, will continue to expand into the project. We're working on PNG very closely with ExxonMobil. We're working, U.S. Minister, you've given us the timeline to work towards, so we're working closely with ExxonMobil and government agencies to deliver that PNG project. Hopefully that will maintain 8 million tonnes per annum when the license is granted, and we will be able to actually develop the upstream infrastructure to expand the project. And then Papua LNG is the next one that we're working with Total on. That's going through survey work and social mapping and different work that you're already aware of. And with the transaction that's happened recently with Allsets taking over Interval, with the backing of Total, that basically makes it very easy in terms of the joint venture structure. Total, Allsets and us will be the partners, and we all aligned in terms of moving forward and taking advantage of the low commodity prices, the cheaper construction cost that will try and target these low prices before the price comes up and contracting becomes expensive and construction of the project becomes expensive. So
Another industry player, Oil Search, has also alluded to the opportunities on offer in Papua LNG. Opportunities which, if realized, stand to increase the country's reputation as a world-class LNG exporter.
And of course the development of Papua LNG. We're very firmly of a view that along with government, the only party that sits across both those projects, that cooperation between PNG LNG and Papua LNG in the next phase of development will save capital costs, it'll be done faster, and shareholders, including the state, will get a better return out of it.
It will be interesting times ahead, more particularly for the development of Papua LNG. And if these sentiments from the Prime Minister are anything to go by, PNG can look forward to another innovative LNG project through the development of Papua LNG. And that brings us to the end of this episode of Resource PNG. If you'd like to get in touch with us, email us on the address now showing on your screen. For all the latest updates on developments within the resource sector in the country, check out our Facebook page. To view this program online, log on to the EMTV website where you will find a link to the Resource PNG page. Until the next time, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.